Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
It turned into a viral sensation for all the wrong reasons. Now the Belle giant slide that sent riders flying is the target of a lawsuit. Good to have you with us here for Local 4 News at 5. I'm Devin Skillion.
And I'm Kimberly Gill. That lawsuit was filed on behalf of a mother and her 2 young children. They claim a trip down the slide gave the kids concussions and chronic headaches. Victor Williams is live on Belle Isle tonight. Victor, a lot of folks were saying something like this was only a matter of time.
Yeah, that's right. And some folks are actually surprised that it did not happen sooner. But this lawsuit is claiming that this 40-foot slide sent multiple children to the hospital, and it could have been prevented to begin with.
Known about the Belle Isle slide, but people haven't known about the effects that it's had on the people that were injured.
Lawyers Raquel Munoz and Kara Wiseman say the trouble that an 8-year-old little girl and her 10-year-old brother went through on the giant slide is still haunting them to this day.
Unfortunately, as a result of hitting their head on the slide, they've suffered many different serious injuries, such as a concussion.
That's why this past Monday, a lawsuit has been filed on behalf of the mother and her 2 kids in Wayne County Circuit Court.
The mother had informed us that both the children were very active playing sports, basketball, tennis, and they experienced headaches after they're done practicing. Shortness of breath a lot quicker than they were beforehand.
If you recall, footage of riders flying off the giant slide went viral, followed up by DNR shutting down the slide to make adjustments. Wiseman says that should have happened beforehand.
There was definitely an obligation for the city to make sure that this was a safe slide and event for people to attend.
The city of Detroit, DNR, and the manager of DNR are listed as the defendants in the lawsuit that's seeking damages of at least $25,000.
DNR manages Belle Isle, but they're not the owners of it. I think a few years ago they had a contract with the city of Detroit that they would manage the park. So it's still owned by the city of Detroit, and hence why we filed a lawsuit against them.
Now, DNR would not comment on the matter because of the pending litigation, but I am told by a city spokesperson that the law department is hoping to have the city removed from this lawsuit because they do not manage Belle Isle or the giant slide here. For now, we are reporting live in Belle Isle. Victor Williams, Local 4.
We'll see how it goes. Victor, thank you. Detroit City Council, meanwhile, discussing today how to establish no-gun zones in the city following shootings downtown more than a week ago.
And now they're asking the state to help. Sean Lay live in Greektown. Sean, no-gun zones might take a while to hash out, but so-called no-beef zones are already in place.
Absolutely, and we keep learning more about changes here, especially here in Greektown. Follow me this way. These signs just went up, brand new from the city and police enforcement zone. No alcohol, no loitering, no noise. The city now asking the state to give it some flexibility to actually add guns to this list. Gunfire downtown and in Greektown more than a week ago. Still a major concern for the city of Detroit. Detroit City Council today discussing how to go about establishing gun-free zones in the city in places like Greektown and beyond.
And I don't have a problem with saying the city of Detroit because, of course, it is definitely an issue throughout this entire city.
Council member Mary Waters with a resolution asking the state to repeal the Firearms and Ammunition Act and allow cities to make its own laws when it comes to guns.
We have areas of just concentrated large, extremely large crowds.
The U.S. Attorney and Detroit Mayor Duggan are clear on the issue. Gun-free zones can be made at churches or schools, but can't prevent a legal gun owner to carry in public places. From gun-free zones to beef-free zones.
It's called the no-beef zone.
Community leader Pastor Mo says no beef zones, no fighting zones have already been established around downtown after police learned of young people planning with each other on social media to come downtown to settle scores. But a no beef zone is going to take a lot of work.
We're going to be down here posted up throughout the whole weekend. Also going to have prayer groups. It's going to be praying over there by the 7-Eleven and over here by the store 12 hours a day.
back here live. That's just part of it. Pastor Mo also saying, look, they have to connect with young people down here, coming down here, looking to possibly fight. Also, it takes work to monitor social media to see if groups are saying, we're going to come down here and settle a score. So more goes into it like that, being on the street and trying to connect with young people. And then we'll let you know what happens with the city still working on that resolution to send to the state, asking them for more local flexibility for gun laws. Back to you.
Sean, police upped the manpower over the weekend. We know that. And now community leaders come in with this no beef zone concept. What else are you hearing?
Follow me this way, because this is where security guard Daryl Straughter was shot and killed. Security guards all from the downtown area, the whole footprint. They're coming on their time off to do free security up and down the strip here on weekends as well.
Yeah, good. All right, Sean.
All right, some sad news to report tonight. Harry Belafonte, a groundbreaking singer and civil rights activist, has died. Belafonte was one of the first black performers to gain a wide following on film and to sell 1 million records as a singer. Many still know him for his signature hit, Deo, the Banana Boat song in the 60s. Belafonte became a leader in the civil rights movement, working closely with the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Belafonte died today of congestive heart failure at his New York home. He was 96 years old.
President Biden making it official today. He is running for a second term. The president made his announcement in a 3-minute video. He is framing the campaign as a battle for the soul of America and taking aim at Republicans.
Let's finish this job. I know we can. Dictating what health care decisions women can make. Banning books and telling people who they can love.
Former President Trump firing back in his own campaign message, with, of course, the possibility shaping up of a Biden-Trump rematch in 2024.
Thanks to Joe Biden's socialist spending calamity, American families are being decimated.
A new NBC News poll finds most Americans want neither candidate to run. Citing President Biden's age, 51% of Democrats say they would prefer another candidate.
Well, as a member of the Four Tops, Alexander Morris is used to belting out hits like Can't Help Myself and I'll Be There. But when Morris recently had to go to the hospital, he claims he was racially profiled by the staff. Will Jones is live on this story for us tonight. Will, did he tell the hospital staff who he was?
Kimberly, he sure did. Four Tops member Alexander Morris says he came to Ascension Macomb, Oakland for a health emergency, but instead he says they put his life in danger. The lead singer for the Four Tops, Alexander Morris, voicing his objections to how he says he was treated at Ascension Macomb Oakland Hospital earlier this month.
It's hard to try to heal when you're afraid for your life in a place that you should be able to get healing from.
With chest pains and difficulty breathing, Morris says he was taken by ambulance to this hospital on April 7th. He says he told hospital employees he's a member of the Four Tops. He says he also informed them of his security concerns due to threats against his singing group. Morris says hospital staff and security then ordered him placed into a straitjacket. He also claims they took away his personal possessions, and a white male security guard told him to sit his black expletive down.
Did what I was supposed to do, what was the right thing, and I paid for it with my dignity being taken from me and told that I'm delusional and that I'm insane and schizophrenic.
Morris claims he was in a straitjacket for about an hour until his wife came and verified his identity. For his ordeal, his attorney, Maurice Davis, says Morris was offered a $25 gift card. Now Davis is preparing to file a lawsuit against Ascension Macomb Oakland Hospital.
We're demanding the termination of any staff that was involved with racial profiling and discrimination of my client, Mr. Morris. And we're announcing our intention to file a lawsuit against Ascension Macomb.
Ascension did send us a statement. They said they don't condone racial discrimination of any kind, but they could not comment on this particular case since it's under investigation. Live in Warren, Will Jones, Local 4.
Hey, Will, thank you.
I am afraid that we are duty-bound to show you this. This is not special effects. This is not the UP. This is Auburn Hills today. It is April 25th. May is 5 days away, and yet here we are. cold trend that has really settled in.
I told you I'm going to put the Christmas tree
You
back
might
up.
as well, yeah.
Let's get back over to Kim Adams. And we've got another freeze warning on the way too, Kim.
Another freeze warning, and I hope we're not going to show that video again, hopefully.
No.
Let's just get rid of that. We do not have any more snow in our forecast, but we do have some cold temperatures, cold enough to where it will be a bit frosty. So a freeze warning, deja vu, goes into effect for the same areas that we had the freeze warning for last night, with the exception of St. Clair and Sanilac, not in this freeze warning. But temperatures tonight will drop down to the freezing point, and we don't have very far to go because it's only in the 40s right now. 40 in Pontiac, Mount Clemens, 41 Metro, and in Ann Arbor. Exact Track 40 radar. We've had a few sprinkles here and there. It changed over to rain this afternoon, but now that is coming to an end. So for the day tomorrow, we'll get a little sunshine in here with temperatures getting into the low to mid 50s, but more cold weather ahead and some rain. Your forecast is straight ahead. But you can always see the hour-by-hour forecast and keep track of the rain and snow and all the changes in your neighborhood. Just go to your favorite app store, type in WDIV.